Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So this is the special Matchbox Monday part 2 and it's the turn of ship kits and aircraft kits that I've managed to retain in my collection built. There have been some that have appeared on the channel as I've built them and I no longer have them, but these are the ones that have survived so far. So what I thought I'd do, we did the armoured vehicles last time, so as I say, it's the turn of the ships and aircraft. There are only 2 ships from the whole of the Matchbox range that I do actually have in my collection built. So the first one is HMS Ariadne, which obviously was a British, I think she was destroyer, I think she was. I've got an idea she was like a destroyer mine layer or something like that. What I'll do is I'll put the PK numbers on the screen like I did for the last one, and also the years. So that's the first one. Moving up in size a bit, and the last of the ships is USS Indianapolis, which was famously torpedoed, and tragically most of the crew died. Not so much from the sinking of the ship, but more I think from the shark attack that took place afterwards, and nobody was aware that she'd actually been sunk, I think, and it took some while for rescuers to actually realise that something was amiss. Terrible loss of life. So that's the USS Indianapolis. Okay, in no particular order, let's move on to the aircraft. This one is one of my oldest builds. It was one that I built for my dad. When he passed away, I was told that there were some models in a box if I wanted to look through them to see if I wanted any. Most of them were ones that he made, or tried to make, should we put it that way. But he had issues with his hands that were shaking and things like that, so they weren't to the standard he used to be able to produce them. And this was amongst them. The struts on this side had been broken off. In fact, I think the top wing was practically loose. It was just hanging on by this strut here and by the fuselage struts. And because I made it for him, I decided that I wanted it back. So what I've done is just got some cocktail sticks and shaped them to make them look like they were struts, and glued them on there. So this is the Gloucester Gladiator. Fantastic little plane. Famously, there was the 3 that defended Malta for a while. I think it was Faith, Hope and Charity, I think they were called. And then I think some Spitfires arrived, and basically the use of the Gladiator was relegated. But yeah, so this is the Gloucester Gladiator. So this is the Fairy Swordfish. Story behind this build, I think I actually built it on the channel. I wanted to build the Airfix, the new model that Airfix had created, but I got part way through that, tried to put the cockpit together, couldn't get it to fit in the fuselage and close up the fuselage, so I binned it and got myself an old Matchbox Swordfish, and I put that together instead. This one is not finished in the colours, the markings that come with the Matchbox kit. This is actually in the colours of HMS Ark Royal aftermarket colours. Fantastic aircraft with some wonderful history. Obviously there was the attack on the Italian harbour, where they managed to sink a couple of Italian ships. Then of course the Swordfish was responsible for the hit on the rudder of the Bismarck, which meant that she couldn't get into Brest and eventually was sunk by the Royal Navy. So the old string bag they called it, but nevertheless a fantastic aircraft considering it was outdated, being a biplane. Keeping with the silver wings, I had basically a period when I was making kits, and again this one's probably 13 years old before I started my channel. I had a period where I just wanted to build interwar aircraft, or very early World War II aircraft. This is the Armstrong Whitworth Siskin, and it is finished in the Matchbox markings. Obviously on this, the Swordfish as well, I did all the rigging using monofilament string that you use for repairing garments and things like that. Would I be able to produce this today? I'm not sure I would. I don't think I've got the patience anymore. So that's the Armstrong Whitworth Siskin. Another silver wing from Matchbox. This is the Haw of Fury. As I said, this is one of the interwar aircraft. I did quite a nice job on the propeller on this one. I don't know whether you can see where there's like the individual pieces of wood that form the propeller. I had a lot of fun doing that at the time. The Supermarine Walrus, again one of those unsung heroes of World War II, and again a biplane that perhaps was beyond its prime, but nevertheless did a sterling job, being the eyes of the Royal Navy on ships. This one would have been catapulted off a cruiser, I think it was, and it's actually finished in the markings of HMS Birmingham. I just had to, my feelings about my hometown, and when they had the opportunity to get the decals for this, the aftermarket decals, I just had to do it as HMS Birmingham. So, sorry, the Walrus that was on HMS Birmingham, if you like. So that's that one. Okay guys, so this is the Handley Page Herford. It is my biggest, I don't know whether it's my biggest aircraft actually of all the models I've got. It's obviously the biggest Matchbox aircraft I have at present. Another biplane, but we've moved away from the silver wing period. I don't know whether you can make it again, that striping that I said on the propellers. Again, this was a time when I feel like I had a lot more patience in building my kits, and so I took my time over them and managed to do quite a nice job, I think, on most of these. I'm not sure whether I still have that patience to do it again, but again, really enjoyable build, and really pleased to have this in the collection. Okay guys, surprisingly this is my only World War II monoplane from Matchbox. This is the is it the Havoc or the Boston? I will put a note up on the screen. This is, as I say, my only World War II monoplane from Matchbox. I have got plenty in the loft to build at some stage. I know I've got the Heinkel. I know I've got the Wellington that was given to me by Greg. I've got the Spitfire, which was one of the first builds I ever did when I was a kid. So I've got plenty to add to the collection. So there's just two modern aircraft now, and both of them are helicopters. So this one was an old favourite, the Huey Bell Cobra. This isn't a recent build, I've actually built it on the channel, so it's less than 10 years old, it's possibly less than 5. But I did build this as a kid. I just thought the Cobra was such an awesome piece of kit with all the armaments that it could carry and whatever. So, and it was such a sleek design as well. And you may recall, not that I have them anymore, but along with the Cobra in later years, I built the Hueys, the Huey A, B, C and D, I think. I built them all in Vietnam markings. But this is the only Vietnam aircraft that I have left in my collection. Okay guys, so this is possibly the star of the show, basically because of its age. This kit is at least 33 years old. Unfortunately, when I brought it to put on this video, the wheel fell off, so I've got to try and locate that. Daft as it sounds, I built this for my mother-in-law. She really liked helicopters, and I was in a phase of building kits and giving them to people. I think this is the only one that survives. She put it in the glass cabinet, and it stayed there. And when my father-in-law passed away and my mother-in-law had to move home, obviously there was a lot of stuff that she couldn't take to a new place, and so I asked if I could have this and look after it for her, and she said yes. So it's returned to me, as I say, some 33 years later. So finished in the wrong colour. I was still using Humbrol paint at the time, so it's a very matte Humbrol paint. But yeah, star of the show as far as I think age is concerned. But my favourite out of all the kits I've shown you would possibly have to be the Swordfish. Basically because of the history that's attached to it. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks ever so much for watching, I do appreciate it. Thank you for the kind comments on the last special Matchbox Monday that I did. I was really chuffed that so many of you seem to have fond memories of building these kits. And so I'm just pleased that I was able to put a smile on your face. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.